about 4 in the morning, so you guys are gonna have to forgive me. I'm not too worried about how I look right now. But I gotta take this cab down. I gotta put some speakers in it. I guess I should tell you what I'm doing here, since this is probably a different video from the vlog video. I have this crate 4x12. I'm gonna record it with the old speakers, which are crate speakers. I'm gonna replace it with some V30s and Heritage V30s. Because my bottom cab here is V30 laden, so I want to go V30 for the full stack. I also picked this crate cab up, Blue Voodoo cab, for $100 here in town, so I'm pretty happy with that price. And I can probably sell the speakers by themselves for $60. There's another homemade cable. I like to make my own speaker cables. That one I think is 14 gauge. Coconut's here helping out. He also dragged the kitchen towel in here. So one thing I want to do, get the studio cleaned today. I have a lot going on. Anyway, this is the bottom of this cab, which I wanted to show you because it's pretty jacked up. So that may be a project for another day, fixing this cab. At least the Tolex anyway. But for today, we're gonna make it sound better. Today I'll be running the 6505 Plus into this bad boy, both in the before and after tests. I was going to run the Triple X, but that thing's so nasty, the Triple X2. So we're going to go with this guy. So nasty, I call it Miss Jackson. I get the feeling this may be a coconut heavy video. He likes to help. Okay, so I have a ridiculously massive tone going on right now through that crate cab being pushed by the 6505 Plus. The sheer volume that amp creates is astounding to me every time I turn it on. It's at 3.5. I wanted more of that power tube compression, but I can't crank it up anymore. It's 6:30 in the morning. My neighbors are gonna hate me enough, but it's just too loud for my house, you know. What you're hearing is through the house, and that amp's in another room with 2 doors closed between me. But hopefully that'll work. Let's see. Let's see here. So. So loud. Alright, this is going to be track 2 here. Actually, this is actually the first track, but we're recording them backwards. Okay, here we go. Okay, that is with the crate cab. So unfortunately, my electric screw gun all my bits for it are up at work, so that kind of sucks. So I'm going to have to take this off by hand. And there are a whole bunch of screws. Why go through the trouble of changing speakers? I think that's what we're here to find out, right? Alright, so for real, I'm going to pause it while I get all these things off, and then we'll take a look inside once we get to that point. Alright, so if this autofocus lens doesn't focus right, sorry about that. It's kind of a punk sometimes. You know, you pay a whole lot for something and it does not want to focus. Anyway, so here's the inside once you open up your Crate Blue Voodoo. And I'm specifically showing you this because they kind of make it easy on you, which I appreciate. Hold on one second. There's, of course, a couple latent spiders. I don't know how they got in there. But anyway, they've got this little plug on the little circuit board. And so that unplugs like so, and then you can move the whole board out of the way. The whole back comes off after that, and you want to lay it down flat somewhere, at least I find, so that that circuit board doesn't get cracked. So I don't know if you guys can see in there or not. These are the Crate black magnet speakers. And they are 16 ohm, just like the speakers I got. So now I'm going to unscrew them all. Of course, I'm going to go one by one and replace each speaker one by one. And I'm going to do an X pattern of my Celestion V30s and my anniversary 12Hs. Okay, here's one of my G12Hs. And what I'm going to do, make sure that my positive and negative are on the same side as the Crate speakers. And they are. And then hopefully they'll be plug and play here. Yep, perfect. That is awesome. And you may notice I am hooking this up before I even put the cab in it, or before I even take this old speaker out, because luckily there's enough cable for me to do that. So if you just look at exactly where they're connected on the old speaker, connect it the same way on the new speaker. And then I can actually set this down and remove this speaker up top. And that's what I'll do now. Alright, got the first of our speakers out. One thing I don't like about the G12s and the V30s, they have less screw holes. So whereas the Crate speakers actually have 8 holding it to the front baffle, these guys only have 4. That makes it easier to put them in, but it also makes them less secure. And I don't know how that translates to transmitting vibration to the baffle. I'm no Scientologist, I couldn't tell you that. I'll finish getting this guy in, and then we'll take a look at that Eminence Crate speaker. Alright, so our Crate speakers are Eminence G1s. And it's probably really hard to see, but that 6-7 at the beginning of the serial on this speaker denotes Eminence. That's their speaker code. And then you have 16 ohm over here. At the end of the model number here, you also have a 16. That's how you know it's a 16 ohm speaker. This thing is super beefy, and you know, it's in really, really good shape. A lot of people not Crate, but you know, they went as far as to get things like Eminence design speakers or V30s in a lot of their cabs when they made the Blue Voodoo cabs. So I think that's part of the reason they're so heavily desired. Let's check in with Coconut and see how he's doing. How you doing, Cocoa Butt? He's investigating my screwdriver right now. Quality control, making sure these tools work just like they should. Thanks, buddy. Alright, it took a lot of help from Coconut, but we got our new speakers in there. Eventually I had to give him his own screwdriver because he kept running off with mine. Anyway, I'm going to put this back on, and then we will get to our testing. Alright, thanks to even more help from Coconut, we have our crate cab ready to go with the back on it, and our 6505 Plus is about to be warming up, so let's get this track done. Okay, so all the settings are exactly the same in both the box, the board, and the amp. So, let's get going. Guitars from both tests to the same exact level. So, you know, even if there's a volume difference, it'll be noticeable. Okay, so I've been mixing for a little while, and I kind of come to the conclusion that indeed, to me, the Celestions sound better, and by better I mean they sound fuller, they sound less fizzy, and just more, for that's what she said moment, just more girthy. They have more just impact, just weight to them. But the old ones didn't sound that bad, and I also in mixing, I will normally record 2 guitars per side if I'm doing something real heavy, and so I just used the crate speakers and Celestions on one side, the crate speakers the other playthrough, and Celestions on the other side. Actually, it came out to a really nasty, just big old mix, so I'll play that as the outro. It's all pretty rough mixed, and we did have kind of an issue with an overhead mic, but I don't have any more time to record this weekend, so we're gonna have to go with it. But yeah, I think I definitely like the Celestions better than the stock crates. But the stock crates aren't that bad, and they're made by Eminence, so you can't really go wrong there. But tell me what you think below, and tell me what your favorite speakers are. I'm probably going to load a cab up with some warehouse guitar speaker Reapers one day, because those are pretty cool. I've heard some really good tracks recorded with those. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and on behalf of Daryl and myself, I'll see you next time.